Okay, let's get the show on the road. I feel like I've completely forgotten how to do a live stream, so I'm just gonna bob around here until I figure out what I'm doing. Ha! I figured it out. Kind of. Hi, hello! People are here. That's the one thing about starting a live stream. The first 30 seconds are like, oh shit, is anybody gonna turn up? But I've managed to get my laptop down here, so at least I have turned up. Hello, how are you guys? How is everybody enjoying quarantine and lockdown and isolation and self-isolation? This is a very bizarre and surreal world to be living in at the moment. It feels like an episode of something, but not something that actually happens to us. Is that a fair assessment? I don't know. Yeah, but one thing about this dress, right, is you have to wear a bra with it, otherwise I've had nip slip situations in it before. I have a cute bra that has like this pattern on it. It's like daisies and stuff, so if at any point a boob pops out, I don't apologise because I have great boobs or whatever. Ever unedited. So why do people watch these live streams? For me to not be able to edit out a sense of humour. Anyway, hi guys, how are you guys doing? I'm just tweeting this. Are we live again? I'm just gonna shut every single thing that I have that is using, you know, internet. Cause we have fantastic internet at this house. It's great, yay. Hello, how are you guys doing? Hello from California. How are you guys like, I'm so sorry that your graduations are cancelled and postponed. Like that really sucks. When would you graduate anyway? Because it's March. I'm really surprised they cancelled all of the in the UK they cancelled all of the like school exams for GCSE and A level. I'm really surprised they got postponed. Like I'm really surprised they've done that. My little brother is obviously thrilled about it. God, that sucks. I'm kind of selfishly happy that this is like, I managed to get like a year away from it, because like this time last year, obviously I was doing all of my dissertation stuff, and like if unis were shut now, I would lose my mind. So I cannot imagine how stressed out any of you guys are if you're in your final year writing your dissertations and stuff, getting ready for exams. That must be like actually horrendous. I know I wouldn't cope. I'm quite lucky that I finished my first term of film school and they were like, yeah, you can do everything remotely now. So we're like, cool, I'm editing a film. So I was like, all right, I could send you in my cut from 300 kilometers away. That's not a problem. You guys have never seen me here before. I'm in my parents' study. My parents' their desks like face each other, which I think is quite cute. But mum never works in here, so I'm sat at my dad's desk. I'm like, haha, this isn't interesting. Never sat here before, but sure. Also, has anyone seen loads of those like articles now popping up being like, how to, you know, dress from the waist up for working from home? And I'm like, what? Like YouTubers haven't been doing that for the last, what, like how many years? These are pink flared joggers and I love them. But for posterity's sake, I was like, I'm gonna dress decently. Just now I'm wearing these. All of the secrets, all gone. Ooh, hello from Dubai, hello from Australia, hello from Turkey, long time no see. Hi Ellie. I meant to FaceTime my friends instead of like live streaming to you guys. Oh, it's so funny. Let's see if Mirror pops up as well, that'd be quite interesting. I'm waiting for my Wi-Fi to... Ellie, have you plugged in your Wii at home? Is that what this is? Are you just gonna like cure your quarantine boredom with just playing Mario Kart? Actually, we have a Wii here. We should set that up. That'd be quite a good idea. I got really far in Mario Bros at one point. I just want you all to know that. I'm still really shit at any Mario Kart game. Rainbow Road is still like PTSD. See, now if I edit something, this is where I like Ken burns it on my face, but I can't do that in real life. And I feel like sometimes I talk and I'm dramatic in a certain way that I'm like, see, if I was editing this, this is what would be happening to my face right now. But hello from Belgium. Love the shirt. Thank you. It's actually a dress. This is a dress that has progressively shrunk in the wash, and you need to like, because it crinkles in a certain way, and like you need to iron it really hard for it to not do that. So this dress I need to wear with tights, otherwise if I bend over you see my entire ass. So it's meant to be a dress, and I wear it as a dress, but it really should now just be relegated to being a shirt, shouldn't it? But you know, waste not, want not. See what I mean about the spontaneous boobs that are just gonna pop out? And the Belgium represent, indeed. Just keep having to subtitle my grandparents in my vlogs. I'm still editing episode 10, guys. Doing a decent chunk. I'm juggling like 5 edits at the moment. I'm editing, so let me give you the context of like what is happening with me in terms of like corona, quarantine, shutdown, lockdown, all of the stuff. So my school did shut down, for those of you who don't know, who may be visited first live stream, hello. I am a film student. I need to stop saying complet because that's not what I am anymore. I use self-isolating too. I am in Scotland, I'm losing it. See, I like self-isolating. Everyone's been like complaining about it. I'm like, this is my natural disposition. Nothing has changed, and I would be doing this right now if it wasn't for the coronavirus as well. So I'm like, I haven't changed. Nothing is different. But yeah, so school shut down. We kind of knew they would, but we only had basically a week of actually doing things left before we have you have like 2, almost 3 weeks, where every single term has all of their things screened in front of your entire cohort, and you have all of the like criticisms and critiques. So we're basically just we were all allowed to go home. I have downloaded the editing software. I have like a baby version of the editing software that I'm supposed to have. It's called Avid. I'm fostering a love-hate relationship with it because like I've edited on Final Cut for like 5 years. I'm quite good at that. I can do it really quickly. I know how to make the things do the things I want them to. And so when you learn a new like software and you know how good you are with one version of the software and then you try and do it, it's like I'm learning things. So that's nice. So I've sent in my first cut of a short film yesterday. So today I was just editing the vlog. That's what I was talking about, because did you see the thought go? Because we're waiting for criticism to come back, and we were Unit E and they reviewed Unit F already but haven't given us feedback, so that's fine. I didn't feel left out, whatever. If you're not at film school, I'm loving it. I found my home in a way, even more than complete, I'd say, which is kind of like interesting. We did 3, so we were in a unit of 7. So units of 7 shot 3 films in 6 days. We did all of ours a day ago, so not a day ago, a day each. So we only shot for 3 days. So I was assistant director, first assistant director, production designer, and I'm editing now, so interesting spread. Really enjoying it. I love editing. Self-isolation is fine. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys are probably here because you are self-isolating and are kind of bored, so don't worry, I'm here for your entertainment value. I'm here all week. Do you want to be a film director? Yes, I do. But I also love editing, so there's that. So I'm kind of like, oh, can I do both? I would like to do both. I love films, guys. It's like the best thing ever. I feel like a lot of us who like, you know, watch things like live streams, watch YouTubers, a lot of us are more naturally, or like are much more into YouTube culture other than watching it for like cat videos or whatever, or like, you know, there's really like like really short but like high intensity sort of YouTube videos, like David Dobrik kind of things. I'm like, well, that's not my thing, but I know it's not a lot of your guys' as well, so point is, if you're more into YouTube culture, let's say, you're generally more of a naturally disposed to self-isolating, so kind of like introverts. I don't get what everyone's being so upset about. I'm like, oh, hello. Gosh, I'm so sad that my university teaching replacement is now temporarily cancelled, but I'm 22 and really hope I don't have to do an extra term UK student. That's just, it's all very confusing because it's all happened so fast. I'm so sorry. It's like it's like kind of our lives have been shut down. I feel like I've got off very easy. I'm so sorry. That sounds like such a pain in the ass. And kind of like, I don't know for you, but you guys, but I'm such a type A person. I hate the idea that in any way that I get delayed. I don't know if you guys saw my vlog where I was deferred by a term to start film school, and I like lost my mind because I'm like, I want to do things now. I'm the youngest person in my cohort though, so it doesn't always matter, but like, I'm so sorry. I feel like feeling like you're being delayed or deferred in any way, shape or form is very stressful and panicky. Maybe that's just me as a type A, but I'm sure some of you guys vibe with that as well. Isn't it hard talking to a camera? Not when you've been doing it for 7 years. Live streams are still something fairly new for me, hence why I'm... And I always time it when I'm eating, so we so often turn into just a mukbang. I'm like, Emma, I am so damn bored, I don't know what to do. Watch films. I have a list of films that I want to watch because I want to do video where all I do is watch films for 24 hours. I'll share that list with you guys. What will I do? I'll stick it on my Instagram story after this live stream, just because it's like all of the things, like some films I feel like I should have watched according to film school, like films they've talked about and stuff. So use this time, cause come on guys, not being funny, but everything is available to stream on the internet, me included. So honestly, read things, watch films. Now is, come on, we are in a golden age of content. YouTube, streaming, Netflix, binging, film. You haven't got an excuse. So just like watch some like classics. Don't watch films, watch cinema. Oh my god, did any of you hear that? Did that pick up? Please tell me that picked up. Did anyone hear that? No. So my brother is here. I kicked him out of the office. I was like, fuck off. Ooh, things to watch on Netflix. So, somebody tweeted me earlier this thing called Inheritance, and I watched the trailer and it looked fucking good actually. It's got Anna Taylor, the one who was in Emma. I watched Emma, even though I hate Jane Austen, as many of you know, but it was very good as an adaptation. It was funny, the production design, A fucking star, costume design, A fucking star, colour palette, double A star. So good. And just the tempo, the rhythm, the edit was amazing. It's a directorial debut, first featured by this woman called Autumn de Wilde. She was like a portrait photographer, so you can just see that aesthetic in the composition and the framing and everything. Beautiful film, very well done, great adaptation, which I can't recommend you go see in cinemas because everything is shut. But if ever you get the chance to go see it, highly recommend. It is really good. But yeah, it's called Inheritance, the other one that she's in on Netflix. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is out for a new season. It's season 7. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine edits on YouTube all day in between editing because everything about that show gets like a fucking A star. It's so good, characterization fantastic, diversity, if you want to get like, that is amazing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, very good. I haven't seen 1917. I haven't. Oh, I'm so angry that I didn't get to see it while I had the chance. I've been fascinated by how they shot it. Roger Deakins got his Oscar for it. He definitely deserved it in terms of like technological feat, I think. They shot it all on a lot smaller cameras than like the big ones, just because you have more mobility and what you can do with that. And I like smaller cameras. I know them really well, obviously. I'm a YouTuber. But like, I like smaller cameras because you can get really interesting camera angles. Like, I love anything that's in a drawer. I love the aesthetic because it's so random. They do this a lot in Breaking Bad, where they like open a drawer or open the microwave or open a fridge. Those camera angles, I don't know why I'm obsessed with them. In my vlogs, you get Emma from the fridge sometimes because I really enjoy those. No, but 1917 is like, in terms of craft, if you want to bang on about that, great. Did polarize some of our lecturers in terms of like what they thought about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it, so that's been quite funny. Little Women I've seen, and I really enjoyed that as well. I really liked it. I really like Greta Gerwig. I love Saoirse Ronan. She is just great. If we can just have like a sketch of Greta Gerwig and Wes Anderson fighting about Saoirse Ronan, I would. And Timothy Whiteboy of the Month is what I like to call him because I can't say his last name. You teach me about a million times, I'm still not going to get it right. If I could have a sketch of those two fighting over those two, that'd be great. And have you guys seen the trailer for the new Wes Anderson that's coming out? Ooh, if you want to cheer yourselves up because you're really fucking bored, watch first of all Grand Budapest Hotel. It was a great film. I know people either loved it or hated it. I think it was fucking fantastic. There is an Instagram account called Accidentally Wes Anderson. I highly recommend. Just get your phones out, go have a look. Highly recommend it. It's beautifully aesthetic. It's amazing. I so recommend. Yes, French Dispatch. I'm so excited for it. If you guys haven't watched the trailer, again, highly recommend. black and white and mustard colour palettes. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just like, I might do a video where all I do is binge watch Wes Anderson for an entire 24 hours. Binge watch Scorsese films for an entire 24 hours. I still haven't watched The Irishman, don't ask me. I don't know why I'm procrastinating watching it. That's what it is. I'm procrastinating from watching it. I feel like I haven't been reading your comments, sorry. You've got me talking about film. I'm gonna go on like a tangent if you talk about films. Are you given a topic to make a film, or is it complete freedom at film school? Basically, we're talking a lot about feasibility, because, you know, filmmaking is it's practical. That's what I love about it so much, which is one of the reasons I hated film studies, because film studies seem to think that films exist in this bizarre bubble that novels do, in terms of novels are not limited by the physical world in the same way that film is. That is why things like, oh hi Alice, things like 1917 are so interesting, because it is so physically limited, and they did something, and they really, like, you know, they had physical limitations, they worked around them to create, you know, what they needed, what they wanted, they created art. It's so hard to do. Like, films don't exist in a vacuum in the same way that you can argue books do in terms of creativity. Favourite Greta Gerwig, I'm still gonna say Lady Bird. That is such a good film. I've seen it twice now. High key recommend. A24, can't go wrong. Fantastic. Shit. What was I talking about? Damn it. Welcome to my brain. It's like manic energy, but like does need a bit of structure. Basically, film school. You're told that, like, for this term it was a 3-minute script. For this term it was a 3-minute script. We could have a maximum of 3 actors. It was gonna be no sound, and it was gonna be black and white. And essentially, and you have a budget of, I think it was 176, £6 that we had. So those are your limitations, and they've said that only our module leader had veto power. We voted for what we wanted to do out of our units, but our lecturer had veto power, but he said that he'd, like, in his time there, only used his veto power for, in terms of feasibility, maybe 4 or 5 times. The other thing is no guns, because you need permits, people. You can't just put a gun in a film, because the Met Police will be on your ass so fast, and you risk getting shot. Because if you have a firearm, then how do they know that it's not real? So you can literally get shot by accident because you have a fake film, because you have a fake gun. So yeah, no guns, which apparently is a huge trope for film school. Somebody said film school advice. I have seen Emma, Vanessa, so good. Of course I've seen Emma. What's the opening line? Handsome, clever, rich. It's something I resisted putting on every Instagram, because I was like, this is gonna come off really badly, but now I've said it in a live stream, so there we are. Film school advice: if you're starting film school, do not write about homeless people, do not write about, like, things that will end up as a white saviour thing, do not write about, because also most people who go to film school are very, like, you know, hella middle class. Do not write a chase scene. Don't write anything about guns, and don't write anything about thieves. If you just avoid those things, you will do very well and come up with a completely original script for your first term. The amount of chase scenes in just my unit of 7 was embarrassing. I may have also been one that wrote a chase scene. It's, like, actually hilarious how that is a trope. But yeah, no guns. Please don't write, like, I'm not saying don't write about homeless people. I'm saying please be very considered about how you do. No white saviour complexes, please. No guns and no chase scenes. I haven't understood one word you've said. Welcome to my channel. You need to put me on, like, a slower speed, but my voice doesn't come at a slower speed. Oh, hello, Ella. Do you prefer writing the scripts or shooting the film? I think So when my script ideas don't get shot down, which is also a really fun experience, I really liked shooting. Shooting was so much fun, mainly because I wasn't directing, so it's not like I don't feel emotionally attached to the project. I got to be first when I was, 3 films. Sorry, that's not bad. the one I'm editing now, I also did continuity for it, and I really, really enjoyed that. There isn't a single continuity error. There's not a single one in that film, because I made sure the continuity was fine, because when I was editing it, I knew that would piss me. I have seen Parasite. I knew that would piss me off so much, so I like avoided that very, very well. I'm really pleased. But it's fun being on set. I wasn't emotionally involved though, because they're not my films, they're not my scripts. But it was really fun to like have your job and like do it. Oh, so great. Spirited Away. There's loads of Studio Ghibli, sorry. There's loads of them on Netflix at the moment. Go watch Spirited Away if you haven't seen it. Literally such a great part of my childhood. I don't think Howl's Moving Castle is another one that we watched a lot as a kid. Studio Ghibli. Yeah, really, really highly recommend. Can't recommend it enough. On Netflix, no excuses. Definitely go watch. Or, you know, find a stream of it somewhere. But highly, highly recommend. It's feelings about spirit. Like, I love anime and I love animation, and like, I don't think it's ever something that I would be able to direct or like write, but I have so much respect for it, because first of all, it's such a labor intensive thing, and also it's just so beautiful. It's like, imagine if you spend hours and hours and hours crafting like a shot. Every single little bit of it is drawn, so every single little bit of it is, you know, considered. A lot of what we do is like, I don't want to say that some of the framing comes off the cuff, but like, you're working with a physical world. If you're animating, you create that entire word, you create that entire visual. So like, beautiful. There's so much beautiful cinematography essentially and animation, and you highly recommend. So please go watch it. I'd so recommend. I might watch Spirited Away again tonight. No, I don't, because I want to do video where all I do is rewatch some of my favorite. Or I want to do a video. Okay, I see what you mean about not being able to understand me when I start talking really quickly. But I do really want to do a video where all I do for 24 hours is rewatch my favourite films, and Spirited Away would be one of them. It's a very good film. If you guys have any more recommendations, actually, please let me know. I just love animation, and like, I love kids films, but if it's any like animation that isn't kids films, don't say the one I think I know a few of you are thinking of. Don't say it. Do you do a master's dissertation? If so, what subject? I'm at film school. It's an MA. I don't do a dissertation. I do a graduate film. I really hope I don't have to do a dissertation, because that would be a shock. But I do get to do a graduate film. I'm looking forward to it. Fuck yeah. Do I already have ideas? Fuck yeah. Do you already have any idea how any of this works? Fuck no. I'm probably gonna need your help with the graduation film. I will definitely call in the troops being you guys, at some point for that. Have I watched Princess Monaco? No. And that is actually on my list, so I think maybe I'll watch that. Have I seen Parasite? Parasite was so good. It deserved every single thing that it won. Like, I can't praise it highly enough. The production design as well on that film is like so good. Really highly recommend if you guys haven't seen it. Very interesting commentary on like class structure. I really recommend it. Just watched Frozen 2. Any thoughts? I haven't watched Frozen 2 actually. I've seen the first one. I did enjoy the first one, but Georgia once put it really well. She said she preferred Rapunzel because that had more plot, whereas Frozen was a lot more for the music. As I'm sure any parent will say, because the soundtrack has driven them insane for the past, what, like 4 or 5 years? How long has that been out? A while. I haven't seen Frozen 2. I should watch Frozen 2. Alice, her undergrad dissertation is so good though. You should read it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think the only people who have read it are me, my mum, my supervisor, and you. So thank you. That means a lot. Do you use Letterboxd? I've got it, but I don't use it very much. I should use it more. It's if you guys don't know, Letterboxd with an X is essentially Goodreads but for films. I should use it more, in theory. I don't, but I watch a lot. I watched a lot of films. At one point, I watched this is including short films. One day I watched, I think, 12. No, I watched 15 films in a day. She was intense. I had a screening in the morning. Then in the afternoon, we screened a load of short films we'd made. 12 of them. a lot of them were very, very good. Mine got some wows. Because that was the first thing I'd screened in front of my cohort. I got a few wows. I was like, huh. I should ask if I can put it on YouTube. I'd love to. It's only like 1 minute and 20 seconds. It was an editing assignment. I wrote, directed and edited it, which was so much fun. Me control freak, what? And then later I went to watch Emma with my mum because I promised her many times that I'd watch it with her. So, not my namesake though, interestingly enough. My namesake is actually more Madame Bovary rather than Emma Woodhouse. So, my mother is Belgian. But I will, I'll link my letterbox maybe on Twitter or something, or I'll try and remember in the description. Probably won't, but I'll do my best. I hope you can put it on YouTube. I do too. I just need to clear it with my my producer, my DOP, and pretty sure my editing lecturer, and I think my module tutor needs to sign off on it. I don't think, because we use our own kit, I don't think it's covered in terms of copyright by school, which means that they have no right to it, I think, but I did shoot it on their premises, so I am going to ask. There's these other things called directing challenges that we've done. So basically you're in a unit of 4. One person writes directs, one person DOPs, director of photography, so you're the camera person basically. One person edits, one person produces, and then you round robin, and then you shoot 4 films and everyone takes a turn doing a different thing. So I have that. Got roasted, completely roasted when we screened that. I made the mistake of calling it apples, so with an A I went first. I was referred back to later as a bad example, so that was an incredibly surreal experience. Just on the basis of I get so much positive feedback from you and from people, my friends, because they don't know any better. So everyone's every time I make anything, no one has basically ever said a negative thing. So for me to be like, ah! It was funny. But also nothing that I knew. Everything they said I knew way beforehand they were going to say, so nothing in that respect caught me off guard, but it was more that it's not what they wanted rather than it was shit. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Wait, it's the little things, right? It's what you cling on to preserve your sanity. Have I read any Hemingway? No, I haven't. If you have any No, I was thinking of Henry Miller. No, I haven't read any Hemingway. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. I would definitely appreciate them. I do like Henry Miller though. He's quite interesting. Dissertation is on her blog. Don't remember the website. Thank you, Rafa. You read it as well. The website is sarcasticfish.com. That's right, lads. I own sarcasticfish.com. I also own Sarcastic Fish as a trademark, if we want to get into that discussion. Type A and then some, everybody. Type A and then some. I have trademark Sarcastic Fish. Her hair looks nice. Thank you. I'm growing it out because I really want to donate it. It's really getting hella long. It's I want to get it past big. I was about to do this. Well, I did anyway. I want to grow it out a little bit more because then I want to chop it a lot and donate it because my hair is quite strong. There's no colour in it. I don't generally straighten my hair or do much to it. This is the first time it hasn't had bleach in it for a very long time, so she's healthy. So yeah, I wanted to grow my hair out and donate it. Then I'm going to chop it off, dye it pink, and maybe I'm one bad day away from a nose piercing. Who knows? Who knows? Well, you almost watched me choke and die. Anyway. I have to leave now because I still have some things to do for school. Bye, 7th Crow. That's a great name. Advice for someone who just suffered their first panic attack. Super scared. I'm really sorry. That so sucks. I've had panic attacks before. Well, when I was younger, so I can tell you that you can. This is the first one, but it can be the last one. Definitely speak to someone about it that you know. It's a lot about a panic attack is a very, very physical response. For those of you who don't know, you genuinely sometimes feel like you're dying. So it's a lot about being able to learn to physically calm your mind down in order to physically calm down your body. Distractions work, a happy place works, but I'm just really sorry. I know that it can be one of the worst things ever because especially if it's the first one and you don't really know what's happening. It took me a very long time to figure out what it was, so I'm really happy that you knew. It'll be okay, you will be able to like get through them, work through them, but I would definitely talk to someone about it and definitely reach out, because they can, you're right, they can be super fucking scary. Please help me with the A-level maths homework. Izzy, I'm so sorry. I'm not the person to ask. Oh dear. I mean, I would like to help you and say that maybe you shouldn't be watching a live stream right now if you need help with your maths homework. But I'm not the person to ask. I did do A-level maths for like a year, I want you all to know, and then I quit because I was so bad at maths. It's not even funny. My parents used to think I had dyscalculia. I wasn't tested for dyslexia. I was tested for dyscalculia because my parents were like, she can't do numbers. What's wrong with her? I'm sorry, I can't do numbers. I don't know what to say. Watch Stalker by Tarkovsky. It's probably the most important movie ever made. They've talked about Tarkovsky so many times that I just don't want to watch any of his films. That is the point that I'm at now, and I know I need to. So I really appreciate your recommendation. I'm going to write it down because I pretty do need to watch it. But you know when people like hype things up so much and they talk about it all the time? It's one of those kind of things. I know I should watch it, but I don't want to watch it. It's the psychological block. Very counterproductive, of course. It's just when you've been told to watch something so many times. Hugo, hola, hello. How are you, Hugo? Are all your exams fucked too? Watched Shutter Island yesterday and always forget how good it is. I haven't seen Shutter Island, but I have heard good things about it. This is me scrolling through your comments. This isn't me having my mental breakdown, don't worry. Have you got to your copies of Camus yet? I have been reading... I've read Camus. I've read his like collection of short stories like Exile in the Exiled Kingdom or something in the desert. With short stories. Camus is just very depressing. He's French-Algerian, for those of you who don't know. He's like, what, 1940s? 20s? When is Camus? Someone tell me. I guess all starting to pour out my brain now. All of the complete knowledge is starting to like... Camus is super depressing, but he wrote an essay called Create Dangerously. I am reading it. And by that I mean I've read 5 pages, so it's like sitting there on my Goodreads going, you gonna read me yet, bitch? You will. I brought it with me. I brought 8 books with me to be quarantined with me, because I will get bored once I run out of things to edit. I will do it. I will read it. And we're all in quarantine now, so like, what excuse do I have after not having done things? Hence why you're getting vlog episode 4.10, because I'm finally at the point where I've got nothing else to do other than give you the edit that I've been waiting on for like 7 months. And I can't even tell myself, because the week I'm editing, like in like my personal life, a very like intense week, you don't see any of that in the vlog, which is really weird. Well, it's not because obviously I wouldn't film those kind of things, but like knowing that it's there and then it happens in between the cuts, but like not, like it doesn't appear on camera, which is so weird because I know how like intense that week was. So which is one of the reasons why I spent a long time before being able to like mentally edit it, mentally be in the space to edit it. I need like time off. The new house is coming in. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing completely fine. Like, I'm definitely fine. It's just, yeah, the mental space was like, I needed huge, like 7 months worth of mental space before I could actually edit that. I saw the original Big Shave yesterday, and damn, if you guys haven't seen, I did a remake of Scorsese's classic student short film, The Big Shave, and yeah, that's its alternative title is Viet 67. So some people have seen it as a commentary on PTSD of the Vietnam War, or like sort of like sending people to literally be slaughtered, so they may as well kill themselves. Kind of like narrative that you can read into it. I did mine. If you can really want to read into it, I want my take on it is, you know, beauty standards and women being held to certain standards that, like, you want me to do this thing where you want me to basically mutilate my body in order to, you know, adhere to certain social constructs and, like, ideas. Sure. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Scorsese's, you should. If you haven't seen mine, obviously you should. What happened in your private life? As the name suggests, it's private, but I basically set my life on fire. Holy fuck, did I basically just go like, fuck it. Everything's fine, by all standards. Confusing, of course, but very fine. The new episodes of season 4 are coming in a very good time, now considering self-isolation. Thank you. I'd like to think so too. I was like, well, they're gonna come now. Because like a lot of you guys always said that you find it very calming. I do too. I try not to make that like stressful, intense content and stuff. So I always find it chill, and editing it is very like cathartic. It's, you know, hearing my grandparents talk. It's playing with Trevor. Do you just want, by the way, a video where all the video is just like every clip of Trevor that I have, maybe with some commentary? Been thinking about this for a while. The world according to Trevor. I'm really sad that they closed the borders, because I was trying to talk Mum into quarantining us in France, and she said no. It would have been so much more fun, but whatever. Somebody asked what the pictures in the background are. This is a primary school picture of school where me and my brothers are in. This is clearly original artwork by myself and my brother. This is a picture of my dad, and that's a picture of me, and that's a picture of Louis. I'm in my parents' study, if you guys are tuned in now. Opinions on people not following the social distancing advice. If you are literally able to social distance and work from home and stuff, often it is kind of to an extent a privileged thing. Some people can afford to do that. A lot of people can't afford not to work. So that is then a very tricky thing. A lot of people are being laid off. If you're able to social distance and feel very few repercussions from it, like me and like a lot of, you know, it's difficult. If you are in a position where you can do that and it doesn't disrupt your life, and all you have to do is moan and bitch about how bored you are at home, you're completely fine, to be honest. If you're in that position, do it. Do not go out because you are bored. That's just insane. And if you can work from home, do. Some people just can't. And that is like, I know people are worried about the virus. I'm actually really worried about, like, you know, the recession and the economic repercussions of this, and then the fact that like loads of bars, restaurants, theatres and stuff are closing rather than the government closing them, because then they like also like financially fucked. So I'm really worried about that, and the people that are losing their jobs, and the people that, you know, live, you know, paycheck to paycheck so much is it is, and then everyone's like, yeah, go home, or like, we don't have work for you. That I find that insanely stressful, and I don't think we're doing enough for that. And that's really the more scary thing than just the virus. I guess also speaking as somebody who is, you know, not immune compromised, or just the whole thing. If you start thinking about it like that, it's very stressful and very overwhelming. If you can social distance, do. It's about flattening the curve rather than like. And what I mean by flattening the curve is there's a really good Vox video on it, but it's about the fact that like if you flatten the curve, hospitals don't get overwhelmed, the healthcare system doesn't get overwhelmed, and then there are no like avoidable deaths of like people who died just because they couldn't have access to the healthcare that they need. Yeah, it's scary if you start thinking about it like that. Which one I'm trying not to, because then you get overwhelmed and really fucking stressed out. So, and like, you know, not knowing what to do. So the best thing you can do right now is to social distance and to isolate yourself, to self-quarantine, just to stop spreading the virus. That would be great. You know, wash your hands until they are literally raw. Fun. My hands are starting to really take a toll, but that's fine. viruses. Someone asked me something else. Jesus, that got really intense very quickly, didn't it? I really didn't mean to make you guys spiral, especially if you're worried about panic attacks. Oh no. How to avoid loneliness and isolation. FaceTime your friends. Watch live streams. Hello. I'm here to be your resident big sister for all intents and purposes. Yes, do a Trevor video. We can do a Trevor video. We should definitely do a Trevor video. How old is your brother? Which one? One is 18 and one is 23. The 23-year-old may as well be 5 because he knocked out my external hard drive while I was editing. I was editing off my external hard drive. All of my clips went media offline. I had a heart attack. That was fine. To redo a couple of things, but you know. Loneliness and isolation. Message your friends. Really helps if you have a friend who does YouTube and you can watch her live streams. What's up, guys? Have your goals for 2020 of a decade changed at all? No. No, actually, when I set them, I tend to just leave them as they are. But I am doing very well with them. I'm quite pleased, actually. The 2 main ones is that I started running. I've been running at the moment I'm running every other day. In February I went on 2 runs, and then I had a cold and decided that I really didn't want to run because I didn't feel very well. In March so far I ran 35 kilometers. We are only on the 19th, so I feel like I'm doing well. My goal for the end of the month is to have run 10k. My furthest run so far is 7k, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing really well. Also, where I live, there's like a 4k run that we always do. I ran it in December the first couple times, and now have run it 4 minutes faster than the first time I did it. So I was like, fuck yeah. So I was really pleased with that. Josie's made a very good point. If anyone likes opera or ballet, the French Opera House will be releasing some recordings of full performances on their websites to watch for free. Go watch that. The Metropolitan in New York is also doing that. They're releasing recordings on their website, which is just great. So if you've never seen opera, if you've never seen ballet, I cannot recommend things like that highly enough. So come on, guys, get your culture on. I love opera. I would love to do video on opera. I find how many operas? I've been to 4 operas so far. 4 operas and a ballet. Is it 3 operas and a ballet or 4 operas and a ballet? I saw Manon Let's Go. Well, like Manon as the ballet. It's a book. I've read the book. Recommend the book. But it's interesting as a ballet, and I love adaptation. So like watching something from a book to a ballet, I'm like, huh? It was great. Saw La Traviata, Royal Opera House opening night. I organised that for Mum's birthday. I was very, very pleased with myself. Honestly, if you have the opportunity, there's a chance, but I just cannot recommend you recordings of some recordings. I really need to sleep more. Yeah, I read it and I still said it, so don't worry. I think that goes for the both of us. But I really, really highly recommend. I love opera. It's fantastic. Don't consider it one of those things that's like stuffy, that like only posh old people do, whatever. It should be something for everybody. It's great. Can't recommend enough. How's film school going? Final year of filmmaking. How did you get to do a BA filmmaking, Victoria? I'm impressed. I wish I could have done that, but my parents wouldn't have let me do that. Just very middle class things. Parents dictating your degree and will let you do whatever you want later. Anyone else? I'm sad this coronavirus has fucked up my last year experience. I think it's disrupted all of our lives hugely. I don't think anyone was, one of my friends was saying that weirdly, one of the things she's taken slight comfort in, I guess, is that like, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't discriminate. So, in terms of like across social and class dividers, like it'll come for everyone. My fate. Do you speak Arabic? I don't speak Arabic, but I can say like 5 words of Arabic, being like yalla yalla, halas, shol, herb. A couple things I picked up working in retail. Yeah, we had a lot of customers from Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. That was fun. Exams cancelled. What? I honestly don't understand how this exam thing is like sustainable though. Like, how long do they think this is gonna last? I'm very concerned about how that will be. I know! Can you believe that Eurovision is cancelled? Can you believe that Eurovision is cancelled? This is the thing that shocked me the most so far, is that they've cancelled Eurovision. I can't believe they cancelled Eurovision. That was COVID-19 is homophobic. I'm really paranoid because my mum is at risk and my brother and I both live with her. I'm really sorry. I can't imagine how stressful that is for you. I think, realistically, what are the things that you can do in that situation? Aside from just being incredibly careful and self-isolating. Getting help from neighbours, I think, is also, now is the time to also think more communally rather than just like self-preservationally. Like, also the fact that people like resource hoarding is like really grinding my gears. The fact that, like, I'm sorry, why, of all the fucking things, toilet paper, can we discuss this? Of all of the things why toilet paper? I honestly don't understand where this sort of line of thinking came from, aside from the fact that, like, I'm sure a couple people were doing it. Then the media and the internet took notice, and then everyone was like, oh shit, we need to hoard toilet paper. You can't eat toilet paper! Like, if it's that bad, you can just go and wipe your ass with a leaf or something. Like, I don't understand the toilet paper thing. Anyway, now I have that out of my system. I'm glad someone is as alarmed as me about Eurovision. Yeah, they took gay Christmas away. That kind of is Eurovision, isn't it? Drama exams cancelled. I'm really sorry for all of your exams. I feel like a lot of you guys do watch me like, the same type A kind of thing, of like wanting to, you know, get it over with, but also enjoying your subjects and wanting to do well. Take it as like just time to be able to work on it, I guess. You have a little bit more time to get it as good as you want it to be, rather than maybe the sort of stress of that sort of being taken away from you, if that makes sense. It's like the structure in a way, how do I phrase this? It's like for many, many, many of us, our daily structure, even though like it's like, it's a concept of like, well, yeah, but like all of our like constructs and rhythms and routines have been taken away from us, and we essentially need to start from scratch right now. And especially considering there is no time, we don't know how long this is gonna last. So we basically like, we have no structure for the foreseeable future. So then how do you rebuild your own sort of basically like social time concepts within your own small space, within like a handful of people that maybe you live with, because that which is provided by the wider world, like timetables, you know, work, school, no longer exists. Society is a construct, which is a stupid thing to say because it is, but it makes you very aware of that, isn't it? I'm really sorry about all of your exams. People are leaving. I don't blame you. I don't know if I'm making any sense anymore. If you want some structure, I will try and continue to upload videos a week-ish at 8. Does that count as structure? I don't know. I've been very good at not having structure, and that's why I make it myself. Yeah, Alice is right. Scary things, we don't know how long this is going to go on for. That is why please self-isolate. Please do what you can to stop the spread, to protect the people you love, that you care about. And remember, here is a couple of things. Okay, things you should be disinfecting. Light switches, doorknobs, anything that you touch on a regular basis, surfaces, wipe your hands, disinfect your hands when you can. Buttons, laptops, keyboards, laptop mouse, just phone screens, things that you just pay attention for like a day to every single thing that you touch, and then Dettol the fuck out of it. Disinfect. Please, for the love of God, just disinfect whatever you can. Yeah, as far as social distancing goes, I got my ass the hell out of London, and went 300 kilometres away to the countryside. So I'd like to think this is me doing my bit. Also because a lot of people will not have symptoms. Like 80% of people who get it are gonna have more, like a mild case. It's when you get to like the 5% for whom it's fatal. You just need to be so careful. Even if you don't have symptoms, please just if you already have coronavirus, and do exactly as you would in that situation to stop spreading it to other people who are in a much more vulnerable position than you. Something coherent. Victoria, got an extension on my disc though. You would hope that they would give you an extension on your dissertation now, wouldn't you? That's good, that's some good news then. Have you watched Call Me By Your Name? Dude, I've watched half of Call Me By Your Name. I have not watched the other half. I do need to watch it. Does anyone else do this when you half watch a film and then it's like an unfinished thing in the back of your head of just like, I need to watch this film. I need to watch this film. I need to finish watching it, but it is a beautiful film. All that I watched I enjoyed. Hi, completely non-corona related question. Go for it. I remember you were a fan of the Oxford Classics, but I also like Penguin. For which type of books do you recommend which publisher? So, I know that according to Ophelia, medieval stuff is good for Penguin, classics is good for Penguin. I prefer 18th century stuff from Oxford World Classics. They just seem to have a better range in my opinion. And then also I like to keep things coordinated. But yeah, I just think maybe older things, them, more sort of, let's say 17, let's say like art large classique to like early 18 somethings, 1850, say the long 18th century. Definitely hit up Oxford World Classics. Pretty much everything else I'd say go Penguin. And then more 20th century stuff, I like vintage because it doesn't have any literary criticism in it. It's just the book. So sometimes that's nice. Okay. Are you and your fam always going to live in the UK? So it's just my like nuclear family who live here, or everyone else lives in Belgium. But I like the UK. I like it here. You know, my life is here. But I want to make films, so if that takes me to the States, we'll see. I do like the East Coast. I did like it a lot. For those of you who don't know, I spent a couple months out in Harvard, so I really love Boston. I loved it so much. I do miss it and I would want to go back. I've never been to the West Coast, so I'd be curious about that. If you guys watch Best Dressed, I highly recommend her videos. She did one on living in LA. And I can kind of see that I'm not entirely sure if that's something I would enjoy from what her experience of it. Obviously, I love her videos, so I'm biased towards her opinions, but I'd be curious to see how I would experience that. Also, I can't drive, so I need to learn how to drive. I feel like you can't make the most of like some parts in America because you can't drive. I love how this managed to be about coronavirus and filmmaking. Yay! And Eurovision. Gosh, we do love Eurovision. Trevor video. We will do a Trevor video. Oh, can you tell us about your Harvard experience? How come you went there? Ashley recently moved to NYC. How I wish I could do it too. I wish I could live. Well, do I wish I could live in NYC? The last time I was there, I found it very like overwhelming, quite smelly. I went in October 2018 with my mum. She was invited to give a lecture at CUNY, which every single time, which is City University of New York, but every time I saw it written down, I was like, that looks like it says cunt. Now I'm monetized, but it was really funny. She was invited to give a lecture, so because I was the one who helped her with the article. I correct my mother's English, so does Louis, but I helped, so I got to go with her. And I think at that point, because I'd spent so much time in London, that like I just found it very overwhelming in a way that like being used to big cities and then being in Manhattan and being like, this is a big city, but this is a completely different league in terms of like intensity and stress and like density, and it's kind of like whoa. But I feel like if you adjusted that in certain areas, we definitely found much calmer. Walk around the Upper East Side and my mother was going, oh, I like it over here, it's very nice. I'm like, yes, yeah, you would say that. But it was just very different experience that time, mainly because like having spent time in London and knowing London as well as I do. London's like to me like a big town. It's not a big city, it's a big town. where was I going with this? Harvard. Yeah, I spent a couple of months there. I did a summer school. I took directing and screenwriting. It was theatre direction, but wildly helpful actually to just look at it from that perspective. Screenwriting, interesting. I don't know if I'm much of a screenwriter, to be honest. I just don't think I like it very much. But also I know that people who screenwrite versus people who write direct do write differently. So it's like mediating and mitigating that and seeing how that works together. I didn't enjoy my Harvard experience as much as I wanted to. My brother did it as well. He had a whale of a time. I'd just had my first year of boarding. I was in a new relationship. I was tired. I wanted to see my friends. So it was basically like term 4 for me. I missed out on this thing called the 50-mile walk as well, which is like sort of like a school like cultural thing. And they still talk about it now, which is kind of a pain in the ass. And I've had to tell my friends like, please, can you not? I didn't get to do it, and it like sucks that I didn't get to do it. So I'm not entirely sure if it was worth it in that aspect, but it was certainly a very interesting experience, very eye-opening experience, and I have so much love for Boston, and I would love to go back. Annie, I also studied at Harvard for a couple of months. It was super fun and the area was beautiful. It is. So Harvard is in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So I found that fun. I was like, Harvard in Cambridge. Funny. And there is an Oxford Street, I think. I recall there being. We went to Martha's Vineyard as well, and that was so lovely. It was very. My mother was going, the Obamas and the Kennedys summer there. I was like, thank you, mummy. But it's like little Victorian dolls' houses almost, is what those like the architecture over there looks like. So that was very interesting. I got sunburnt massively on my face when I went as well. That was just terrible. It's interesting, and the architecture is also really beautiful. All those like red houses. I'm like, I quite like this. Eurovision in the UK, expecting to come last and listening to Graham Norton diss everyone, including our own acts. That is exactly what Eurovision is, and is a fantastic summary of British culture. It's really bizarre to other people, but I'm like, this is funny. That is another thing about like moving, like when I'm like thinking about like film career and whatever, if I'd want to move to the States, I'm like, I don't know if I could give up English humour. I don't think I can do it. I think it's that like keeps me here. It's just the humour is just is my taste. I can't do when things are meant to be like funny. I'm like, please give me the driest fucking dark humour and comedy. I need that. Hey Emma, love your videos. Where is your jewelry from? So this, I really enjoy my jewelry. This was a present from my mum for my 21st birthday, and my dad for my 21st birthday. I had like a version of it from Anna the Stories for like £6. I broke it. I was like devastated. Then I bought it again, broke that one because it was £6. So then I spent a very long time looking for like a real version of it. So that one. This was a 21st birthday present from a friend. It's like this like Russian nesting doll, like nesting rings or whatever they're called. So they're like this, and then I can do this. It's a really annoying noise. It's one of my things. The earrings are the other stuff that I have is from this brand called Ana Luisa. These are the earrings. I worked with them a while ago, but then I've become obsessed with their jewelry ever since. It's called Ana Luisa. That's from them. This is from them. This is from them. They do a lot of things with like recycled gold, sustainable diamonds as well. Sounds very fucking bougie. A lot of things is basically more like ethically and like reasonably done, and I really like it. And it's all very like minimalist, like lower key, and I really like that. Love this. But they like redesign things, and then like once they're like sold out, they don't necessarily restock them. So I like which means they have a lot of new designs often. So I like obsessively refresh their website. I've never like had a brand that I've like become like they're one of the only brands like when their promo stuff ends up in my, this isn't a plug, I'm not sponsored, I just really like their shit. When their stuff ends up in my inbox, I always have the impulse to click is so strong. This one, I've been layering these two together a lot. This is my mum's. It's, you can't see it because of the thingy, but it's an anchor a cross and a heart, and I think that's what she had it for her communion or her plechtige communie, which I confirmation, and that's what love, hope. It's love, hope, and faith. I think it is. I think at one point we were making a joke. We were going out with some friends for ages ago now. We were going out with some friends, and then I was, you know, my brother and my little brother as well was preeing with us. We weren't giving him any alcohol because he was like injured. But someone made a joke about the fact that my brothers were both wearing like Louis was wearing crucifix. Somebody made a joke about it, but Adam was like, "Shit, I'm wearing one." I was like, "Shit, I've got one as well." So we're like, "Oh wow, found the Catholics." That was quick. Have I ever read Gabriel Garcia Marquez? No, I've always meant to, but I have never got around to it. I know, materialism. I've been meaning to read a book of his for like years, but I'm dyslexic, so like, and I get really scared, but I do mean to. Am I reading something at the moment? I'm reading... Shit, what's it called? Not Marriage Story. What am I reading? An American Marriage, I think it's what it's called, by Tiari Jones. Oh my god, is that her name? I've read about 20 pages of it. I need momentum. I've lost all my reading momentum at the moment. It's really bad. Oh, I'm wearing matrimony. Ooh. Stuff is good, isn't it, Alice? My stuff is good. Why do you prefer Voltaire over Rousseau? Rousseau's babe. I just personally feel that Rousseau is a little bit too dry for me. He seems like the adult, where I think Voltaire sounds like he would be really fun to get drunk with. Like, he'd be really entertaining to get wankered with. I feel like it's just the way they write. It's clearly like a personality thing, and I think that Voltaire is a little bit more. I think he can be a little bit more self-righteous, but like in a funny way. I think humor is a huge thing for me. Like, is the way to my heart making me laugh? Yeah, if you make me laugh, I'm fucked. But I just think Voltaire's way of thinking and his worldview gels with mine much better, and I think Rousseau is a bit too serious for his own good, and sort of the sort of person that became so obsessed with the idea that like he was gonna die soon that he almost like self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's not my kind of vibe. So I think that's why I personally prefer Voltaire over Rousseau. I know a lot of people, it's one or the other and don't seem to like both, and I think that is just because of their, while they're very, you know, their contemporary nature, but it's a very different sort of worldview, but still within the same construct. So I just think it's about how the type of person you are. I think it's a similar thing with why if you read Stendhal, you prefer the Chart House of Parma or you prefer the Red and the Black. I did not like the Red and the Black, but I fucking love the Chart House of Parma, and I cannot read it, recommend it highly enough, and it is something I would reread. And I'm just in love with Fabrice. My lecturer made a joke that I'm like saying it like it's Febreze, like cleaning air product, but it's Fabrice, I think. But I'm so in love with him. He is like such a romantic hero, but like still the teenageriness is in there. It's like mixing it and like impulsive, not gonna think it through, gonna do it anyway, kind of like. It's like a very good literary teenager, because that is what they're like. It's like romantic with a capital R, like drop caps kind of a capital R. Not sure if you've addressed this before, but why didn't you choose to live in a student house for second and third year? Because I went to university in London and we have my parents have a flat there. So was I going to be, you know, in a student house that would require money, or can I live at home where it is free? That was a no-brainer. I also absolutely hated halls. I hated it. I just wanted to be home. That flat was like my safe haven in first year, so yeah, home it was. Have you ever read anything by Alessandro Barrico? Hello, dyslexic Emma. No, but give me recommendations. Thank you for asking a question. No problem. Do you have any advice for someone who has her dissertation in 2 weeks? Kind of panicking. Yeah, stop watching the live stream and go do the work. Proofreading is everything. And not doubting yourself too much and not procrastinating it because you're worried it's going to be shit, and just get on and do it. So off the live stream you go. I'll wrap it up in like 5 minutes anyway because I need to have dinner. Is the live stream going to be available after it's done? Yes, they always are. There's a playlist of them as well, I believe. Past Emma, is that true? I like to think so. Should we do some closing statements? If you guys have anything that you would like me to answer very quickly, go for it, because we're going to wrap up. Let's wrap up in like 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute countdown. How do we deal with people that don't take you seriously when you say you have dyslexia, I'm dyslexic, and study lit too and struggle with it? Those people are assholes. First of all, I've had many arguments with people who like don't take it seriously. It comes from a place of ignorance. People don't understand, and that's why they're going to be dicks, because they think, oh, it's because you can't spell, whatever. Dyslexia is much deeper than that, it's much more complicated than that. Your brain is physically different, which is like wild. I will do a video on it. I've said this so many times, but I will do it because it's so important, which is why I want to get it right. But generally it comes from a place of ignorance, and if it is worth the energy, depending on who it is, a little bit of education goes a long way. But also if they're not taking you seriously because they're being dicks, you're never going to be able to change their minds, because then it becomes a principle thing. And they just don't want to take you seriously, or dyslexia seriously, rather than like a misunderstanding kind of thing. But if those are people you can get through to, a little bit of education goes a long way. And I know that people often can't verbalize it when it comes to dyslexia, which is then why I know that my videos can help. A lot of people have said, just because when you start to really try and think about it critically, you're able to verbalize it and then explain about it to others. So I will definitely make that video for you guys. And yeah, a little bit of education goes a long way. And for those of you who have dyslexic friends, children, whatever, from you, patience goes a long way. Did I say that twice? I can't remember anymore. Oh, and at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't matter what some people have to say, as long as you enjoy your degree and you're taking things in your stride. There's nothing to be done. It's like you just have to get on with it, which sounds very like, I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Any tips for literature personal statement? I appreciate that you decided to upload your master's personal statement onto your blog. Thank you. I'm aware a lot of people don't do that because it's so wanky, which is why I didn't want to do it, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyway because this is a useful resource. For literature, just, you know, make sure the passion comes across. If you can get any kind of like show that you are able to think critically. I did name drop the books, but I must have my personal statement still on my laptop. My laptop is here. Let me check. If I have that, I will literally go put that on my blog right now, because maybe that can be useful. I did get accepted, not to toot my own horn, I got onto all of the things I applied for, which was fucking sick. I still don't know how I did that. Uni application. Personal statements. Fuck, I have my personal statement. I do have it. I will put that on my blog for you guys. How many drafts did I go through? There's 10 different drafts. So I recommend going through many drafts, letting other people read it. In an increasingly interconnected world, I feel the need to understand and interact with other cultures through their languages, literature and films is becoming ever more essential. Then I feel the need to. Did I read that wrong? I enjoy reading the classics of European literature in and outside the classroom, especially French and Russian works. They have taken me on a surprising journey of discovery. Novels like Voltaire's Candide or Optimism, Charlotte de Laclos' Dangerous Liaisons, Pushkin's The Captain's Daughter, recommend. Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground, recommend. And Tolstoy's War and Peace, only read half of it, prompted me to think about how people of the past thought, interacted and acted. There we are. That's your daily dose of wank. I'll put that on my thing, because I don't care. I'll retract all personal information that you don't need to, that you don't need. But yeah, I'll put that on my blog for you guys. It's sarcasticvish.com. Yeah. But yeah, make sure the passion comes through. I think that goes for pretty much any personal statement. And let your parents read it. And let other people read it. And if you have anyone who has done that degree or applied for it that you know, let them read it. A playlist of live streams, and I binge them all. Enjoy. They always go over an hour, as we have done now. Because I can't shut the fuck up. Who likes the sound of their own voice? We knew that already, didn't we? Ooh, please read Silk by Barrico. It's... You'll love it, 100% guaranteed. It's an Italian author and centered in 19th century France, Japan. You have piqued my interest. I'm gonna write that down. Silk by Barrico. Interesting. I see the laptop thing is useful because I can Google shit that you're talking about and then pretend like I know what the hell is going on. Spoilers. No one has an idea what's going on ever and all of the time. Ooh, I feel like I saw this. Did I feel like I picked this up during my like my book tour video? Not my book tour video, my bookshop tour video, which has gone to over 100,000 views, by the way. Thank you guys so much. If any of you are new from that, hello, welcome to the family. Honestly, that video has done like shockingly well. I did plan another one at the same time and I will do that, but I was meant to do it over April. Everyone's in lockdown, so I'll do that when I can. But that was kind of insane. I knew that video would do well, but like it did really well. Please do more live streams, maybe weekly. Now we're in isolation. We can talk. I can think about that. We can do that. Quick question. I'm doing a presentation on the admission system for universities in the UK. Do you have thoughts you'd like to share on the system in UCAS? For applying for undergrad, UCAS was great as the school doing it. It's so useful. It gives you structure to work through. It's all in one place. It's really, really easy and you basically don't have to think about it. And also because your teachers all know UCAS really well, you can ask them for help really easily. Then for your graduate degree, who the fuck needs UCAS? So like UCAS was your entire life when you were 18 applying for uni, and then you get to your postgrads and you're like, the fuck is a UCAS? I didn't look at UCAS once. I knew the universities I wanted to apply to. I went to them directly. They all have portals, so clearly that's quite a normal thing not to apply in your postgrad via UCAS. But I think that was an interesting thing, mainly because the distinction is like undergrad, you are literally led. You're like, you know, still like force. What's the metaphor I want? Led by the hand, like hand led. Hold your hand. Hand led. No, somebody holds your hand through the whole process. You know, silver spoon fed, not force fed. Why do I want to say force fed? But you're really, really helped, and it's because it's in the structure and it's really easy that way. And also UCAS track just was easy that way, and I think with universities giving places to so many people at the same time and everything, it's a lot easier for them too. So it's nice to have it all in one place, I think is what I want to say. And then you do your post-grad applications, you're like emails flying around, deadlines are all different. It's kind of hella chaotic. It's like chaotic evil is what it is. New structure. I'm the first one on my mum's side of the family to go to uni. It's difficult to get advice and help. I'm sorry, that sucks. That's why we have wonderful resources online, the internet, so many people, things. It's a very good time to be the first, and if you need advice, it's here. But good for you though, that's really impressive. Raf, lol, I understand, thanks, yeah. Hello from Poland. Thanks for the advice. We'll make sure to proofread once finished formatting and writing the conclusion. Defo proofread. The amount of essays I've submitted without proofreading is actually shocking. But I've never finished a video without proof watching it, so that says a lot about me. But please, guys, proofread your stuff. Promise you'll pick up things that will cost you maybe 5 marks, let's say. That's a lot too. Okay. Do we have any last things to wrap up with? Any trains of thought that I was on and then abandoned because welcome to my brain? It's like manic energy, but then I'm type A, so it's kind of structured. We love creative manic type A energy. Everyone's like, no, I'm not gonna go there. It's the one thing I've managed to self-censor. Okay, I am now very hungry and want to order Domino's. I'm gonna order pizza. I need to actually like pay attention to you guys and not like, yeah. You were talking about novels and films and vacuums. Oh yeah, basically the idea that like one of the reasons I hated film studies so much was because they analysed films as if film was done in a vacuum in the same way that kind of novels are. Not filmmaking is a practical thing. You are limited by the physical world, so you can write pretty much whatever script you want. Things gonna be axed because you're like, we can't do that, not in the budget, whatever. If you want to write about it, you can write whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, that always frustrated me when studying films and being critical about it. It was like, but it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's very much tied to the physical, tangible world. That's why I hated film studies and why I don't like talking critically about films, even though I should, but that's why I don't like being lectured to, especially by people who don't make films. Now, when it's people who do make films, it's fine, I feel, because they take different things into consideration. Yeah. I think that's enough from me for you all. We have covered so much today. It's mainly films and coronavirus, isn't it? That's pretty much what we talked about today. I hope you guys are doing well though. I hope you guys are staying safe. And even if you don't have symptoms, please self-isolate as much as you can and distance. Like, even if you feel fine, you could still have it. It's incredibly infectious. So please, you know, sanitize as much as you can, wash your hands, don't hoard hand sanitizer for God's sakes, don't hoard anything. You don't need to hoard toilet paper. You can go and wipe your ass with some moss, okay? Like, that's what they did in the Middle Ages. All the things, I still don't understand. But yeah, just please take care of yourselves and again, act like you have it to make sure that you take care of other people, because you don't want to, nobody wants to know how many people's deaths you could inadvertently have them been responsible for. We've all seen the matchstick animation. Yeah, very surreal, everything that's happening. So hopefully YouTube and the internet and binge watching things can give you guys a bit of sense of calm. Don't watch Contagion. Don't watch Pandemic on Netflix, even though it's all I want to watch right now. And Spirited Away. Yeah, golden age of content. Stream yourself silly. I'll be here all week because I have nothing else to do. Tweet me, DM me. I'm always here. Goodbye, Alice. Goodbye, Skylar. Goodbye, Elif. Is your name Elif? It sounds like Elif. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Bye, JC. Bye, guys. Been very nice hanging out with you. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye. How do I finish the live stream? I always want to finish it on my phone. No, I want to finish it on my laptop, but it's on my phone. Tarkovsky. I will watch the words. Things I usually edit out. I will watch the Tarkovsky, and I will goodbye, Alice, and I will say when I've watched it to prove to you that I watched it. I will do a video of just watching films and giving you my thoughts. But yeah, right. Thank you for hanging out with me. Stay safe. Much love. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye. To end the live stream. This is the live stream button.